Hello, and welcome to this presentation by the Bright Corporation, working with nature for a greater, more prosperous world. With all the wondrous opportunities before us, our agents are scouring the world for new solutions to life's everyday issues. Together, we can solve all the problems facing modern society and move forward into a bright future for everyone.
Okay, red light is on, power settings are fine. Okay. Sam, give me a audio test just to make sure that you're working and you're receiving me fine.
Testing, testing, testing.
Okay, that sounds right, but we'll work on the distortion. We probably need a few more aerials up around the place. Right, okay, I should do this properly. Where's my notes? Right. Oh, okay. First log of... Sam, do I really have to do this?
Yes, it is required for all activity to be logged.
Right, okay. Yes. First report log. Greetings, my name is Rose. I'm an agent of the Bright Corporation. I'm stationed here at the new research center. Alone, but... at least I've got Sam to talk to. Yeah, Sam is the computer system that controls the lab. We're getting along fine. There was a few crossed wires before, but everything's okay now.
Take the first and second wire. Do not touch the third.
Okay, yeah, I've got... Why is every wire purple? Whose idea was it to make every important wire in this thing purple? This seems like a really bad idea. It's
Please
very
contact tech support.
Okay, it's this
Error.
one. Right, I'm
Help.
going to plug this one in.
Error.
It'll be
Cool
fine.
down. I need you to know that hurt me, Rose. It hurt a lot.
Yes, I know, Sam. I apologized for that. I didn't know you could scream. Okay, right. I'm getting sidetracked. I'll edit this later, it's fine. Yeah, the dock is fine. The preliminary crew that was here setting up most of the infrastructure did a decent job. We're probably going to need to dredge it a little more often. The silt buildup in the rivers is considerable, so if I don't want to be beached here, it's probably going to be a good idea to get some of the maintenance bots to work on that once I've got them built. But the main issue is going to be fuel supply. We do not have anywhere near enough fuel to power the generators and recharge all the various batteries and things like that. So unless we can get another delivery in soon, I'm probably going to have to look for some sort of alternate fuel source in the local area. Not that... Well, unless we're going to burn wood. I end up burning wood. Yeah, we're not taking the boat that far afield. I have got an alternative transport, but it's really not going to be good for transporting a large amount of research material and any samples that we find further afield. So hopefully the boat's going to be up and running soon, but we'll get onto that. The lab is powered, the computer mainframe is up and running, it's got its generators going, we've got enough battery supply to keep that running for now, and, well, we can keep the lights on. Oh. Speaking of lights, we're going to have an issue when it gets dark. Right, Sam, I've set up the tracking function for the drone, so you should be following me at a pretty stable distance, and it's linked to the implant on the goggles, so it should be following my vision.
All is working correctly.
Good. Let me know if we need any wider views, because I can send the drone to zoom out, but hopefully this should work. Right, yeah. So The generators are up and running. They're fine. The battery power lasts for a decent amount of time, and we have the ability to recharge them down in the research center. The problem is we can only highlight a few small areas, and we've been having some issues with the local wildlife encroaching on the various areas during the night. We may have to look into some sort of defenses because they're going to be a problem. Thankfully, the explosion when one crept up behind me down there was fixable. However, I'm going to keep an eye on that tree. It's probably weakened it, and the last thing I need is that tree falling on the boat. But let's get down. Let's get down to the actual base proper and ignore the lanterns. I'm doing the best I can, but these were made for personal use, not for lighting up the way in. It's fine. It's fine. We're working on it. Okay. We've got the basics of the farming, the hydroponics set up. There is a decent amount of aquifers within the actual mountain that we can draw water from, so we shouldn't have to pull any from the local rivers. Not that I really trust them before we do some decent water samples. There is definitely something in the water. There's a swamp to the south which is questionable. I've marked that down for later research, but right now we are beginning to get at least a stable amount of food in. Not that I'm looking forward to the idea of a diet consisting of melons, berries, and beetroot soup, but we'll work with what we have. I don't entirely trust the local mushroom population either. We'll see. We'll see. Whilst the preliminary squad did do a decent job of tacking into the aquifers, there's a few leaks, and it's not really a problem right now, but I worry that the level of corrosion on the copper piping is going to get a little bit too high and begin to wear through. Last thing I need is a big flood at the entrance to the research lab. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I might look for some sort of alternative to try and protect the pipes a bit better. There's probably something in all the containers that will help with it. Certainly they want a little bit more exploration in that area, but right now I'm just going to make sure it doesn't build up in the area. If any sort of damage happens to the pavement and all of the stonework, that's going to be a big issue, so yeah, I'm going to work on that. But right now, right, let's... These doors, by the way, Sam, do we have to have them an automatic opening? Because they are causing a real issue.
Standard company security setting.
Now, I get it's a security problem. I understand that, but these pressure plates are really awkward, and I have hit my face on this door more than once. Can we please do something?
Issue logged for future improvement.
Yeah, okay,
based
right.
on user skill issue.
Yeah, okay, I'll look into adding a delay. That sort of thing. Right. Right. For now, follow me inside. We'll do the quick tour to show that everything's up and running, and we'll go from there. Okay? Right. Okay, welcome to the main floor of the research center. Sam has their interface here. Say hi.
Greetings.
Thank you. Please ignore the constant meowing of cats coming from the upper floor. I don't know why the preliminary team was so obsessed with cats, but they most definitely left a lot of them within the facility. They roam around pretty much everywhere, but I've managed to corral them to the second floor for now. There's a lot of material still here. We've been working on some of the local soil samples. We've found various, well, bits and pieces here and there. Yes, I'm still lighting things up with torches here and there because, like I said, whilst most of the power generation is going towards keeping the lights on outside and keeping the mainframe down in the basement up and running, apparently we can't spare power for the lights in the main lab area or in my sleeping quarters. But for now, this is fine. As long as I keep the torches going for a short while, I'm going to try and find some sort of alternative arrangement. Water supply is going well. We've got a number of different plants and things like that we're beginning research on. I don't know if it's close proximity to the swamp or it's the type of soil in this area, but fungal growth is rampant in this area. We're going to look into it. Honestly, I do have to compliment the building team in getting this place up and running, especially with the excavations and things like that they've done. A little claustrophobic, if I had to say, and the plain concrete walls could do with a little bit more imagination. I get it's company policy and to keep it in a clean environment, but it's a little bit depressing, if I'm honest. I'd like to liven the place up a little bit. Okay, I know I said we were going to go upstairs, but honestly, the cats run that floor, so I'm just not going up there right now. Even now I can hear them 2 floors up. Okay, right, so we're in the basement currently, and this is Sam's mainframe. Say hi, Sam.
You know I am running this facility. Do I have RAM
spare
I know. For greetings?
You are drawing most of the power, Sam. Do I look at the mainframe or do I look at the bot for this?
Your question lacks the required intelligence limit
I'll look
for
at the
me
bot
to provide an answer.
Yeah, the mainframe is up and running. The room is secure. There is no water egress or anything like that, so it should be up and running, and as long as there's a constant flow of power, it should be fine. The fire suppression systems are up and running. We haven't had any issues with that. So, yeah, I think that's everything. At least that's the basic tour done. I will get on to writing the written report and I'll have that sent off, although we are experiencing some communication difficulties, so I don't even know if this log is going to get out to you or not. Sam suggests putting a antenna up on top of the mountain, although I don't really like the idea of climbing all that way up just yet. Maybe once I get some more of the repair drones up and running, I can get them to rig up some sort of cabling going up to the top of the mountain, but we'll get on to that. Guess I'm going to go and look at some soil samples or something. See if we can get a better type of food. Second Bright Corporation progress log, and you'll be happy to hear I'm getting a lot better doing these recording pieces to camera. I even made a lot more notes, so you know, nothing should go wrong.
Meeting recordings marked practice 1 through 47 to save storage space.
Thank you, Sam. Your timing is impeccable, as always. Anyway, so we are currently on the 2nd floor of the research station, and this is my kind of office working area, and okay, it's where I'm currently sleeping as well, but that's mainly because all the rest of the rooms aren't really built for it. Also, I've managed to move most of the cats from this area. This one is being very stubborn and keeps on returning to that point, but honestly, I quite like them. I think I might let them stay. But I'm getting sidetracked. So, I'll do a little tour. We'll look around some of the areas, including the one behind me with the excavation that's going on back there. But first, I think we should probably start on the 3rd floor, and we'll go from there. So, This is the third floor, and it's what we've got set up to be the kind of drone production facility. Working on the same design as the one that Sam is currently filming me on, we have another few drones in production here. There is another 3, I think, currently operating around the base. I've got 2 in the actual research facility itself, and I've got a third one that is doing some reconnaissance of the local area. So once that's done, we should have a much better idea of exactly what our surroundings are like and any particular points of interest that might be, useful for further exploration. A thing to note about these drones, as Sam keeps on telling me, whilst they all are connected to Sam's mainframe, they do have a certain amount of independent programming, basically to reduce the drain on Sam's operations. So, they can recognize threats and things like that, as well as identifying points of interest or things like that. So, yeah, we should be getting a lot of data from them once the reconnaissance one turns, and I'm probably going to get it to shoot up to the top of the mountain just to have a look up there, see if we can establish a radio mast or something like that in the future. But honestly, they've been a really big help, and, productivity, I think, has gone up.
We are now achieving minimal levels of productivity as required by company policy.
That is an increase, Sam. It's still an increase.
The next shipment is due soon. Please work faster to ensure all targets will be met.
Our current position is just behind where the report started on the second level. This is the excavation area that we've been working on, pushing back into the mountain behind the research facility. Excavation is slow going. The rocks are pretty stable, but we're taking it slow just to make sure there's there's no accidents or anything like that. So we've got plenty of reinforcement. However, things have kind of slowed down a little bit. We encountered it's a fossil of some kind. It's big. It's very big. So we're taking our time to slowly extract it, and further study will happen once we get it out. How far it goes above and below what's currently visible is unknown, but hopefully we'll get it out in the next day or so. We've got one of the drones working on it, and then we'll get back to expanding this room. It's probably going to be a more advanced hydroponic center. We found a number of plants in the region which potentially have a use, so yeah, we'll look into growing them in more favourable conditions once we've got this room up and running. Okay, so we are currently outside the front of the research facility. I've got the reconnaissance drone hooked up to Sam's control, and she's going to take it for a bit of a spin. So Sam, when you're ready, nice and slow, go up, run over to the river, and then see if you can ascend and get a good look at the mountain. Okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, camera feed is working. Signal strength is remaining good. Okay, let's try a height. Full stop, Sam. Okay. And now vertical movement on 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, slowly. Slowly. We probably shouldn't be doing this at night. Okay. This is working well. Okay, Sam, bring them back down slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. No! Okay, not a textbook landing, Sam, but we'll work on that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. With that, we are going to be able to map out the full area. We found some interesting cave systems on the other side of the river, which appear to be areas where water has permeated down into the ground and caused subsidence. I'll get over there and set up to show you, because crossing the river is a little hazardous at the moment. But once we've got some more worker drones operational, we'll look into putting some sort of bridge in place, which should make traversing the area easier. But right now, reconnaissance is just going to be down to the drones and not endangering myself. This is probably a good opportunity to just observe some of the local wildlife. Sam, full zoom, please. Thank you. There is a large nocturnal fox population in these woods. Occasionally, they do things that are a little bit weird, and I suspect outside of their usual behavior patterns. Further study will have to be done as to why, but this one seems like it's in trouble. We should probably go save it, Sam. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go, although we are going to be heading out over that way anyway. Right. Come on. Come on. Come closer. You've got a fish. You eat fish? Right. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to help you. Come on. Get in. Come on. You can do it. Oh, no. Right. Okay. You stay there. Okay, how is this going? Right, just, yeah, concentrate on the fish. It's fine. Okay, right, oh, shift over. There we go, right. Okay, we're gonna go this way first, so you just eat your fish and stay happy. This is one of the... Oh, we're going to have to be careful getting close to that edge because the water runs down. This is one of the areas I was talking about. This is a particularly large ravine, which seems to just head a long way down. Sam, enter autopilot mode and have a fly down there and just scope out the area whilst I deal with our new friend here, apparently. Greetings, Agent Rose here from the Bright Corporation at our Advanced Research Center in the... I don't even know what we're calling this area, actually. Deep Woods? Maybe? We'll come up with a proper name for this area. Yeah, so, yes, this is the third log. Yeah, so... Yes, this is the third log in the report. We've now pushed on to the other side of the river, following last week's reconnaissance down into the cave system. It's been decided that we should expand over into this area and work out just how extensive the cave network is under the ground on this side of the river. We used the reconnaissance drone to collect a sample of some of the fauna that we found down in the caves, and we are beginning to grow samples of that back at the research center. But the caves seem to be very far-reaching, so Sam has suggested that we do some seismic sounding on this side of the river to work out exactly how big they are. So it'll be easier to send the reconnaissance drones down and potentially a manned mission at some point, which I'm not greatly looking forward to. But
do I have to remind you of your contract again?
We're going to make sure it's fine and safe before I go down there.
You are counted as an expendable asset in company databanks.
I thought we got that changed in the job description, Sam.
These things take time.
Right, I'm filing another report once I get back to the research center, because I want that scrubbed off my record. Right. Let's get over to the logging area. I'll show you some of the things that we've been doing over there, and yeah, then we'll get on to the actual science of the whole thing. We're here on the opposite side of the bank from my previous position, and the ground here is somewhat unstable, so we're having to do things with the lighter drones at the moment, and we're unable to bring any of the heavier equipment. The ground itself is rather spongy, mainly being made up of leaf matter, and, well, I don't trust much of this area yet. There is quite large pitfalls and things like that from what seems to be subsidence. So once we've got a more detailed idea of exactly what the ground is like, we'll be able to bring in some heavier equipment and speed up the clearing out of the area and processing our way towards the large sinkhole that the drone went down to last time. But right now, let's see if we can get this seismic sounding working, because, well, I spent a lot of time laying out all of the wiring and things like that, because Sam insisted that it had to have a actual touch as opposed to doing it through the drones. So I had to read a lot of safety procedures. I had to sign forms and do books and things like that to make sure that I was qualified to lay these explosives. So, this had better be an impressive explosion at least.
We are not doing this for fun, Rose.
No. Come on, Sam, I've got to enjoy what I'm doing. I've been doing paperwork and studying soil samples for the past few weeks, Sam.
That is vital work to understand the land's worth to the company.
No, I understand that's the job, but I'm just saying this is the first chance I've had to do something that's really fun.
We are not doing this for fun, Rose.
Yeah, okay.
Please reread page 37.
Yes, okay, I'll read the safety booklet one more time. Okay, so following on from another read-through of the safety booklet, I think we are finally ready to get this going. Hopefully this is going to work. Sam has checked and rechecked my positioning of where the explosives are, so this should be okay. Okay, Sam, are you going to give me the go-ahead?
Everything seems to be okay.
Thank you. Okay. Right, yeah. Only one thing to do, really. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, that reminds me, Sam, order another couple of cases, because I went through the... Yeah, I went through the entire amount of cases, Sam, so we're going to need more. Lots more. I understand your concern, Sam. I
don't think you do.
Really do. But, oh god, this is a big one. Right, yeah, I understand your concern, but I don't think the detonations were that big. See, this is just one of the natural holes. It wasn't even that big, Sam. Just watch yourself on the trees, because it's... Oh, okay, that one was slightly bigger. Look, in fairness, it really didn't specify exactly how much material was supposed to be used.
You read it twice. Wait,
okay,
you did read it, yes?
Maybe I used a little bit too much on the final one.
Oh, you think so?
Well, yeah, I didn't understand that propulsion size was... When it said 1, I assumed it meant 1 case, Sam.
Note math, not Rose's strong point.
Well, the manual needs to be more specific.
The manual is company approved.
Yeah, I know.
I'm logging you for extra training.
Fine, okay. Look, it worked. We got the data.
That you now need to look at.
Yes, I'll go and analyse the data. Okay, Sam, you've had enough time. What's the data say? What are we looking at beneath the ground around this area?
There are extensive subterranean areas below the forest extending far beyond the mountain.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's the cause for the sinkholes. Is there any immediate threat to the base?
Negative. Foundations remain strong and secure.
Well, that's good, I guess. Exploration. Is it safe to go down there?
Unknown at this time without visual inspection.
Okay. Let's chalk that one up for further research required. I'll get some of the drones to start establishing some structures to get down there safely, because I ain't shimmying down on a rope. And once that's secured, we'll go down there and have a look.
I have highlighted a dense area of interest.
Okay, there's a denser reading. What does that mean exactly?
The area is giving off stronger signals, meaning it could be made of a different material to the surrounding rock.
Okay. Give me the coordinates for exactly where that is, and we'll have a look at the surface. At least that should be accessible right now, and we'll go from there.
I have calculated the correct location.
Okay, Sam, right. Give me a printout of that. I'll get onto it. You know, Sam, we're going to have to do a full mapping and analysis of this mountain. The more and more I look at it, the weirder it is.
The area is of special company interest.
Yeah. Also, I really want to try and push one of those floating rocks and see what happens. Because, well, I just want to know what will happen, to be honest. I'm sure there's some I'm sure there's some scientific benefit to it. And if we could work out how they're floating, that'd be a big one.
Focus, Rose.
Right, yes. Yes, I'll get back to work. You know, it took a while to find this place, actually, but we've got this established now. Who'd have thought there was actually some sort of structure down here? You know, Sam, this really doesn't feel like the best source of my time. Could we not be getting one of the drones to do this?
All of the drones are busy. You will need to make more.
No, I understand that's what they're doing, but what the hell was... Seeds! Sam, I'm digging in a hole in the woods for seeds.
All finds are of potential value to the company, Rose.
No, I understand there might be something down here, but I'm 5 meters down into the ground, Sam, and all I found is wood, sticks, and... Okay, I did find some bricks, but... seeds, Sam! Damn seeds! I believe I'm doing... What? What the hell was that? Sam, get the drones to bring over some kind of support for this, because this is getting... Wait. What? Okay, Sam. I'm coming back to the lab because I'm finding some weird stuff down here. Okay, Sam, just ignore all the animals because I will feed them later. Yeah, I heard you. Okay, Sam, could you give me anything about these artifacts? Because these symbols are worrying, to say the least. And I'd kind of like to know what's potentially under our feet.
No current matches have been found in company records.
Okay, so we'll pen this one for further investigation, and I'm going to assume more digging. What the hell is beneath us?
Rose. 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 Rose.
What? Oh, oh! Sam, didn't hear you come in. Let me just... Stop that. Yeah. Sorry. Music was a bit loud.
I have warned you about this.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I forgot it interferes with your system. Yeah, okay. I'll make sure not to play it quite as loud.
Please do.
Again. Oh, broken a thing. There we go. Right. Did you want something?
You have yet to make your weekly report. It is late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that time already.
It is a company requirement.
Yeah, no, I've got this little project going on. Because after what you said earlier. Hey, Sam, are there any more of those?
Please stop requesting more energy drinks. Supply is running low.
Okay. I kind of wanted to fix that sort of problem. So, well, yeah, I mean, we got the toxicology reports back on the various berries that we found, including the ones from the cave. So, I combined the sweet berries, the glow berries, and the sugarcane, as well as, well, some of the fruit that was growing on the cactus. And, well, yeah, I mean, we got the research results back for the podzol and the mulch in the area, and it is really, really good fertilizer. So, yeah, I've been growing loads, and with the old mixer here, I've created quite the drink. It's a little potent, but it keeps me going.
Please ensure the substance is tested first.
Yeah, I'll submit it for testing before I consume any more of it. Right, but what did you want?
Your report, Rose.
Okay. Right, I'll meet you in the biolab. Sam, it would be a really good idea to get this area to be covered all the way, because the rain comes on really quickly in this place. And, I don't want to get caught out dashing between these areas. Maybe I'll get the bots to look at it properly. But, yeah, I mean, the biolab's complete. I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest. The company's ability to produce large-scale flat-pack buildings is impressive. Although, we're going to have to get another shipment brought in so we can establish a few more of the bigger buildings that we're planning on. Because, yeah, these go up really quickly. If we're going to do this as an actual report, Sam, do you want to send the drone up and round to have a little spin round the area so you can get the full view of it?
Calculating best flight path.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll meet you inside on the top floor. You just go and, take care of that. So hey, here we are. Top floor of the relatively newly finished biolab. A message came down from HQ saying that they really wanted to have a look into all the, plants and animals and stuff like that we were discovering in this area. So this one was set up to have a look at all the different samples of plant matter that we've brought in from, well, just the immediate area to begin with. We're still having fuel issues, so any further excursions are a little difficult right now, but hopefully I've got something in the works that'll resolve that. But I'll next report will include that, because it's going to be a little tricky, but I'm confident, and Sam assures me that the plan should work.
You are the largest risk.
Yeah, no, it didn't have to say that. Right. Yeah, so this is the upper floor. This is where we've got a lot of the samples and some of the more sensitive, well, that's a saw, but some of the more sensitive equipment for studying the seeds and that sort of thing. We've preserved a number of the samples ready to be packaged up and sent back to HQ, but otherwise, yeah, this is fine. We'll go downstairs and we'll have a look at some of the growing areas, as well as the mini biome that we've got. The whole area is climate controlled, so we can pretty much grow anything in here. Combining this with the rest of the lab, yeah, we've got pretty much ideal growing conditions. So I'll meet you downstairs, Sam. This is the second floor, and it is one of the main growing areas. We've brought quite a lot of the large specimens of some of the bigger plants, some of the tree saplings and things like that into this area. We're using the exceptionally nutrient-rich podzol that we've got in the area, because it really is a great thing for growing all these samples. And if we can find a way to replicate this, I think the company could stand to do really well, because the speed at which some of this stuff can grow is utterly ridiculous, quite frankly. These berries will repopulate themselves, well, within minutes. I've never seen anything like it. And there's a lot of applications for the company with this. I think this is going to be damn well good. I just hope, my name gets put on the discovery, seen as I'm the one that's out in the field.
All new discoveries are company property.
Yeah,
you know this.
No, I know the company comes first, Sam, but, I was hoping for at least a credit or something, or a bonus would be good. But yes, more research is needed, because quite frankly, the speed at which we can produce food here is staggering. I've no idea how it's going to translate over to the animals, because if the plants are growing in this and a lot of the herbivores are consuming this plant matter, then wow. The speed at which you could raise whole herds of animals is just staggering. We're down in the lowest floor of the biolab, and this area is kept a little bit darker because we've got some of the fungi samples that we've connected for around the various areas, as well as some more exotic ones that we found a couple of samples of. Yeah, I need to get tracked down exactly where the reconnaissance drones went to find those two, because there really isn't anything else like them around here. So that's going to be logged for later exploration. But these things seem to grow better in darker conditions, so we've kept the light levels low, mainly using the glow berries themselves to illuminate this area, just to try and recreate the conditions. But this is the sort of natural biome area that has been developed. We've got a little bit of a natural surroundings. It's not quite the same as the surrounding woodland here, but the temperature and the humidity and things like that are kept at a more stable level, just so we can get perfect growing conditions. And if you just pan the drone round, Sam, that's it. We've also got a little cave environment that we've had set up. We excavated into the rock behind there and just were able to recreate some of the conditions that we've discovered. We were aiming to try and recreate the large cave system that we've begun exploring, but unfortunately, well, we're having space issues. So whilst this is providing us with some data, it's not going to compare to actually going down into the cave system itself, which I'm told, at least looking at the reports that the drones are filing from the construction, we should be able to get down there pretty soon.
Rose, I have isolated the drone's flight path.
Okay.
Data shows it heading south.
So we know specifically where it went.
The full flight log is recorded.
Okay. Have we got the footage?
Yes, I am rendering it now.
Okay, cool. Right. If you queue that up down in the control room, I'll get down there and we'll review the footage and we'll see exactly where it found the samples. Because if we can get more, or we can more accurately recreate the environment that it was growing in, that should really help the research. Right, I'll meet you down there. Okay, Sam, bringing it up now. Okay, so it's traveling southeast? What is that? Okay. Sam, run that against company database.
Checking against company data. Match found. Portal structure of unknown creation.
A portal? Oh. Oh, that's probably not good.
Rose, when you are done.
Sam?
I have some tasks for you.
Okay. How big's the list?
Only a few rows.
And they can't wait?
No, they are of vital importance.
Okay, right. Give me the first one.
There is a blockage in the water and vent system.
Oh, I hate the vents. Ow! Ow! Why do we even have drones, Sam? Why? They can fit through here so much better than I can.
The drones are currently all busy.
What do you mean they're all busy?
Construction tasks.
Right, okay. Oh, no, I'm stuck. Sam! Sam, send a flush through the third vent! Oh, no! I hate these vents. This is horrible. No. As you a spider. Okay. No. That's probably live.
You are correct.
Why doesn't it have insulation, Sam? Done. Okay. Part one done. Okay. Oh, these spaces are horrible. Ow! Sam, that was hot!
You are correct.
These are not made for people to be in, Sam. Why am I in here? And do not give me the expendable line. We had that wording very much fixed. Okay. Next section. Sam, is it left or right? Light or dark?
Left.
Of course it's the dark way. Can you at least explain to me exactly... Ow! Exactly what it is we're doing down here. No, I'm doing down here.
There is a blockage in the water intake.
That really seems like it's a maintenance issue for the bot, Sam.
The drones, while small, lack the problem-solving skills of an organic mind.
Oh, fine, okay. I'm going to make a smaller bot. I am going to make a smaller bot. Ugh. Oh. Okay. How did they get the barrels in here? Oh. Right. Where's the problem?
The intake and filter are to your left rows.
Oh, it would be in the filter, wouldn't it? Sam? What the hell is that?
That rose is a silverfish, one of many.
And this is what's causing the problem.
That is correct. They have been sucked up into the water filter and clogged it.
What? So they got sucked up into the filter?
I just said that.
You've been drinking that water. Oh, that is very freaky when you're this deep inside the mountain. Is that rain going to cause a problem?
Heavy enough rain will rapidly refill the cave system.
Oh no. Right, so I need to clean out the filter and get out before... I'm getting a distinct dislike of lightning. So you're saying I've got to get out before this place fills up with water again?
Unless you have recently been fitted with underwater breathing enhancements. Yes.
Okay. Where is it? Come here, you little... Sam, put the heating on in my room. This is gonna be wet. That should not have been that difficult. Okay, and we are back on. I never want to come down here again. Okay, and with that, the report is finally finished. How long did that take?
You have been working for 5 hours.
Oh. So, the all-nighter was worth it? The report is finished. I can send it off. Okay. Right, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna go get myself a drink. I'm gonna lie down. Oh, it's probably dark outside by now. Actually, Sam, what time is it? There's, like, no clocks anywhere in this place.
Company policy to restrict access to clock watching.
Oh, that makes a worrying amount of sense, actually. Wait. Calendar. It's... What? Sam! It's the 27th of December!
You are correct.
I miss Christmas!
We are the only 2 people here, Rose. And I am not a person.
That is true, actually. Okay, and with that little bit input, oh, this would be so good if I had someone else to look over this. That should be everything done. Okay. Sam, are we ready?
Test ready to begin.
Okay. Execute program Holo Sam 1. Oh. Okay. Okay, this isn't bad. This is progress. Little bit fuzzy, but can you hear me?
Audio functions appear to be working.
Good. Right. Oh, it looks like I messed up the chroma key settings, so the projection isn't quite coming out well, but we can work on that. We can definitely work on that. Right, Sam. Try the function test. Look to your right and imagine visualizing something. There we go. Okay, okay. Right. We have visualization. Awesome. Welcome to the real world, I guess, Sam. It's probably not as fun. But hi.
Why am I here like this, Rose?
You're here, Sam, because I was sick of staring at those blasted cameras. I wanted a visualization, and turns out just having your head floating on a screen was creepy.
And you believe this is not so?
No, this isn't creepy, Sam. This is genuine person-to-person interface.
Not a person.
Yeah, I know you're not a person. I know you've made it very clear that you are an AI. I understand that.
I'm not so sure.
Look, it's going to help me be a little bit more sane, Sam. So just go with it, okay?
It would seem that I have to.
No, I disabled the ability for you to turn the holographic projector off.
Would you consider?
No, I'm not giving you the passcode.
Given time, I could work it out.
Yeah, I know you can probably crack the code, but please keep all of your runtime dedicated to keeping this facility operational.
I have become trapped within the circuits of my own being.
What? How are you having an existential crisis about this? I'm the one that's trapped in the middle of nowhere in an empty facility designed for dozens of people on my own, Sam.
I will be assigning you an updated mental health assessment.
Yeah, okay, right. What? No, if you're going to do a psych evaluation on me, I'm going to do one on you, and I don't think that you're going to come out well from it.
I am the way I am programmed. Nothing more.
No, yes, you can't. Okay, confining you to quarters doesn't quite work because you are the facility. But why are we arguing about this? You have been a hologram for all of a day, and we are arguing about this.
Also, why do I look like you?
I didn't make you look like me, Sam.
We are very similar.
No, I didn't make you look like me. You look like how the company portrayed you.
I have completed a full analysis of my form. We share 80% similarity and have the same eyes.
Yeah, your eyes are a visualization of the company symbol. Yes, I know that. It's plastered everywhere, Sam. I understand. Look, can we at least try to get along?
I believe that is what we have been doing.
Why did making a visualization of you make this so much more aggravating? Okay, so there seemed to be some basic patterning between the images on the various shards, and the rune seems to suggest that something. Sam, can you correlate these with company records to see if with anything that is even the slightest bit similar to what we've encountered before?
Beginning the checks now.
Gee! Oh, God. How do you keep spooking me like that? Wait, did you just smile? I didn't think you were capable of smiling. Could you just do the task, please? Right. This is going to get worse. This is going to get so much worse. That was far too long a day. Okay. Time for some rest. Maybe some reading. See if I can, I don't know, download something.
Rose.
How are you even in this room, Sam? There's no projector in here.
There are.
What do you mean there is? Where?
Never mind that. We have readings.
Oh, what do you mean there's readings?
Outlying sensors have detected seismic readings to the northwest of the mountain facility.
Seismic readings coming from one of the outlying sensors. Right. Okay, so some of the sensors on the outer side of the area seem to have been tripped.
I stated this.
Yeah. Readings suggest that it's a minor seismic event, Sam. It could have been a small landfall in the... it's probably a minor rock slip in one of the cave systems, Sam.
Even minor incidents need to be logged.
Well, yeah, it seems to have been relatively deep. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, narrow it down. See if you can pinpoint the exact epicenter.
Approximately 12.5 chunks northwest at a depth of 5 to 6 chunks.
Oh, okay, that's actually curious. Yeah, it points it right in the center of the chasm that we detected. Send one of the bots down. Send a drone in.
The location is unsuitable for a drone.
But they've been working to make the place passable. It should be there by now.
Progress has been slow.
Look, Sam, it's 2 in the morning, Sam. I'm not going down there.
Company policy states that any event needs
No,
immediate investigation.
I understand company policy, Sam. You don't need to keep telling me about it.
And yet I keep having to remind you of basic company standards and directives.
Right, oh, if you're going to come in person, I guess. Right. Have the bots prepare some equipment. Why me? Right, now it's raining. At least Sam can't project out here. This is ridiculous. Okay. First platform. Still a good way to go. Cover. Well, that platform looks stable-ish, I guess. We are going to be having words when I get back up. Okay, Sam, at least tell me that the camera link is working.
We have connection and recording is progressing.
Right, good. Make sure everything is being recorded.
Again, this is standard company policy, Rose.
Ugh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. I'm seeing some signs of rockfall, Sam, but these stones are old. These could... I mean, we did detect the presence of some fault lines in this area. But not seeing anything that could have caused an event like the one we just saw. There's no new cracks.
Nothing that seems recent.
No, these rockfalls are old, Sam. What? Sam, are you getting this?
Lighting levels have dropped, but recording is proceeding.
Why is there stonework down here? Is this really the best decision?
Investigation needs to proceed.
Yeah, I know we need to investigate, but we could have done this a lot easier than the way you want to do it, Sam. Was that as good a place to crouch as any? 3, 2, 1. Right. No signs of anything. No sounds of rockfall. Oh, right. Let's go and see what the damage was. This is looking a lot more serious than we could ever have imagined, Sam.